Hey there, it's Joe Gaudio with Jag Financial. Today I'm coming to you from my office with a topic that is top of mind right now because the kids have just gone back to school. It is early September, and that is the 529 college savings plan. So I want to spend a few minutes kind of going over kind of how these plans work, and then also talk to you about a new tax law change that just went into effect recently that I think is very beneficial for these 529 plans. And I'll go in a little more detail on how that rule works as well. So for many of you, 529 plans are pretty commonplace. They've been around for decades. The benefit of a 529 kind of works a lot like a Roth IRA in a sense that we're using after-tax contributions. So we make the money, pay the tax on it, and then we invest into these 529 plans. Any of that money that grows over the time period is tax deferred, which is a very powerful investment vehicle, meaning that basically you do not receive any income or taxable income from that investment vehicle while it's sheltered inside of the 529. And then down the road, if it's used for college for either a grandchild or a child or whoever the beneficiary of that account is, then that money also comes out tax-free. So you can end up in a scenario, let's say, where you put in $40,000 and the account grows to $90,000. So that $50,000 of gain is important because if used for college expenses, room and board, books and tuition, any other expenses, meal plans, any equipment needed, laptop computers, and so on and so forth, all of those distributions are tax-free from that account. Now, the rule that changed recently that's important to know is that we now can convert up to $35,000 of this account to a Roth IRA for that beneficiary. Now, the rule is specific though. It needs to be, that account needs to have been established for at least 15 years, and it has to have the original or same beneficiary on it. So if a child or a grandchild doesn't end up exhausting that 529 plan, then you can actually roll that over to their own Roth IRA. You are subject to the limits, the annual contribution limits, which right now are $6,500. So that individual or young child at that point, or young adult, would need to be earning income in excess of that. But you can use that money to fund it on an annual basis until you've pulled $35,000 out of that. Therefore, keeping that tax-free growth status going on all the way until that child, who's a young adult now, hits age 60, and then they can take withdrawals from that tax-free. So it's, that Roth IRA component is very important. Another rule with that though is any contributions into the 529 plan in the last 5 years cannot be rolled out or converted to a Roth IRA. So you need to use the more seasoned money, the money you put in a long time ago, first as part of that Roth conversion. So it's a powerful new tool that they put in place recently. I think it's going to be very helpful to overcome the what if I don't use this, or my child doesn't use this, or my grandchild doesn't use this money, what becomes of the rest of it? And remember, with Roth IRAs, you're only taxed and penalized on the portion that you take out in withdrawal if it's not used for higher education expense, that is the growth component. So in my example at the beginning, if you put in $40,000 and it grew to $50,000 and it's worth $90,000 and you use none of it, let's say for college, and just took the whole thing out, you would be subject to income tax on $50,000, which you would in any other investment anyhow. So the real difference really is that penalty, the 10% penalty on that gain. So you would owe, in that scenario, $5,000 worth of tax on the penalty. Another option that I have a lot of parents doing is basically they use the 529 plan money for their kids. And if there's money left over in the past, what we've done is just held it in that child's name. And then if that child ever ends up starting a family of their own, then you can rename your grandchild as the beneficiary, therefore keeping that tax deferred status going even longer. So there's a lot of new opportunities with these 529s. This Roth conversion piece is huge, in my opinion, from a financial planning standpoint. The opinions expressed today are my opinions. They're not my broker-dealer, LPL Financial. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to give me a call at the office. Have a great day. Thank you.